Did you find a potato? All right, we need a wagon, and I think a pitchfork is actually out where we need it. Good morning, beautiful people. There's gonna be another scorcher today, so we're getting out fairly early. We're gonna dig the rest of our potatoes up. Sit down, hold on. I've said it before, digging potatoes is one of my favorite homestead activities. It's like digging for buried treasure. When we dug the other half of our potatoes, I had said I'd wanted to let these go a little bit longer until the plants are pretty much done. I'd say we're there now. So, we're gonna get them dug up, harvested, and stashed. It's always a good day. All right, I figured while we were down here, I would show you the squash patch. Squash patch is actually doing great. I think we only lost a couple squash. Everything else has pulled out of it and found its water. And then I know Meg has planted some squash in here, and it looks like some of it's starting to come up. We need to get out here and water a lot more. All right, we're gonna get digging.
Look, Daddy.
Did you find a potato?
Yeah, I got it on.
You got a potato, all right. So unfortunately, we are suffering from a lot of loss. If you see that like white speckle stuff, I would say we're losing, at least down here, there's a lot more loss. I'd say every plant is having some disease. These were not organic seeds. These are seed potatoes I got from the feed store. And surprisingly, there's a lot of disease, a lot of, I'd have to look up what that illness is, but they're basically rotting in the ground. It's kind of a bummer having all that loss, but it seems like it's getting better the further down the bed we go. And just so far, just doing, I'd say half of 2 rows, that's what we've gotten.
That's really good.
And there's some monster red potatoes in there. Like some of these are huge. So I'm pretty happy about that. That's not a bad haul. So we'll check back here in a little bit, see how we do. All right, everybody's in the shade. And the baby's over there in the shade. All right, we're done. Here's our haul from 4 rows. Wow, that's a snowman.
Yes.
Oh, and it got sporked.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
And it's sprouting. There were not as many green potatoes as I was expecting.
Yeah.
I never hilled these. I stuck them in the ground and walked away. I didn't even come out here and weed. And we got that much.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good for doing nothing.
Awesome.
I'm pretty happy doing nothing and harvesting. That's a couple 100 pounds.
Yeah.
We'll haul it in the barn and we'll weigh it and pick through them again and make sure there's no rotten ones. That was kind of a bummer. There was a lot of rotten ones.
There was, but there's not as many
as we thought.
I mean, like that's not even a third. Really.
Yeah, that's not that bad. When you're pulling up and every plant has at least 1 rotten potato on it, and I mean like that.
Like
Yeah, like
nasty.
that.
Ugh. So gross.
If you've ever smelled rotten potato,
it's
bleh.
so like I actually am a little gaggy in my throat right now.
it almost smells like raw sewage.
Yeah, or
Like
something.
It's really bad. Something you'd find underneath the roost in a chicken house.
Gross.
That's what it smells like. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Let's haul these to the barn.
Okay.
And
stuff. I brought my scale.
Brought the scale.
So we
Good.
can weigh our previous harvest, and we'll weigh this too.
And then we can combine it and see how much we got for 2023.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Do it again. Do it again. Our Australian friends will know what that is. That sound like, can you make it sound like a didgeridoo?
I don't think so.
That actually sounded kind of cool.
Nope.
Cheap thrills.
Sketch.
Sorry, Sketch. He's like, ah, people.
Alrighty. Lots of potatoes.
So you're weighing all of the previous harvest.
So that's 8.
So 18 pounds.
No, that's 20.
That was 20.
And here's 8. So that's 28 pounds of purpose.
Okay, 28. I thought you said that was 20 minus 2.
It's 22.
Oh, it was 22.
Minus 2, so
Okay.
20. 28.
Or 20, or 28, I'm sorry.
28 pounds of purple. Alright. I'm trying to free up more baskets.
We have the green ones.
Yeah, we do.
So these are the reds that were our seed,
Okay.
and these are the reds that were seed we purchased. So we
yes.
definitely got bigger potatoes from the seed we purchased.
Yeah.
But these definitely did not have as much disease.
No, they didn't.
They were originally organic, and then while they've been here, obviously they've been organic.
Yeah. 23 minus 2 is 21.
21 pounds of red.
Alright, 31.
31 pounds of russets.
Alright. Let's see. 25 pounds. Ta-da.
This one under is the jumbos.
Jumbos.
The jumbos
Jumbo reds.
by themselves,
Okay.
and then all the rest can go.
I got the big ones.
That one.
Did our green ones gone here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Those bad ones are here.
This is angry.
21 pounds.
You want to fill that one?
I have too many in this other one, so I gotta even it out.
Did you get weights on all these?
Yeah, I got all those.
So that's it on the jumbos.
Yeah, I think
Go ahead and
so.
weight on those.
Yep.
Okay. That's it on the reds.
Okay.
Last one.
Go ahead. 14.
All right. Time to get a total.
Yeah.
It's a lot of potatoes. There's all the bigger sized ones. Bigger sized one, the red ones, those are on top. Got them kind of sorted by size, just because that was the way they came out.
Yeah.
Those 3 are full. Those are the purple,
Exactly.
different reds, and russets. And we have reds, and yellows, and that's yellow. And then all of the rejects are over here. There's some rotten ones in there that made it into the wagon, and then there's ones that got, sporked by the shovel or the pitchfork. Those will be eat immediately if we can. And now Meg is making up a total. All right, so as we're crunching all of the numbers.
That was just the reds.
That was just the reds?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. 28
I'm getting
8
plus 129.25
plus 129.25
plus 31 plus 54.25.
plus 54.25.
That's it.
We have 242 pounds, 42 and a half pounds.
Cool.
242.5. So this year, well, I guess we're not done. We still
not
have
done.
we have 2 beds of russets that will be ready in like, I don't know, a month and a half.
Yeah.
But generally, I'm gonna say so far for the year, almost 250 pounds of potatoes.
I would say it's 250 because we've eaten some already.
We have eaten a good amount. That is pretty good for these red, and I believe these were Yukon Gold.
I think so, yeah.
I think that's what they were. 0 effort to grow these. I rototilled, made some mounds, stuck the potatoes in the ground, and walked away. We didn't do anything. I didn't even drag a hose over in water. My mentality for potatoes this year was survive or die.
Yep.
And they flourished. So maybe that's a lesson. Neglect your garden and see what happens.
We did have a nicely rainy
It was
spring,
a very
so
wet
I think
spring.
that helped.
I didn't have to water because it was cool and wet.
Yeah.
All right, let's haul what we're hauling to the house.
Okay.
I think, what do you want to make a big, a blue bin of the big reds?
Yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
Yellows, it doesn't really matter. The russets I want to take to the house because I'm going to make hash browns out of those.
For sure.
And I want to take some purples. Let's eat some purples.
I would say let's just take what we can take.
Okay, we'll find a spot for them.
Yeah.
Potato avalanche!
You got lovely.
You bought these with
I did.
summer storage in mind.
I did.
So until we dig a root cellar, we don't have a climate controlled place to put these. Produce that we've kept out in the barn, it's just too blasted hot during the summer. The shed, same thing, it's too hot. We've tried the bottom of the barn because it is partially like dug into the hillside, so the back stalls of the barn do stay cooler. But because it's dug in and the barn has a dirt floor, the humidity in the bottom of the barn is sky high, and so that makes stuff spoil even faster.
Right.
And it's not that cool. You know, if it's 100 degrees up in the top, it'll be 80 degrees in the bottom.
Right.
And that's still too hot to root cellar.
Yeah.
So we'll just
We do what we can.
break our little baby toes on these when we walk by until we eat them all. All right, since we were out there and we were close to Brett's garden, he asked as we were finishing up, he goes, "Hey, does anybody want to help me weed my garden?" It's like, "I'll help you. I don't have anything pressing today." And then we remembered we were gonna pick our onions. Our onions are ready to harvest. So we're gonna come down here, pick our sad harvest of onions, and then we'll mosey on up to his bed and I'll help him get it all weeded. Don't pick the leeks, and then don't smash the flowers. I need to transplant those zinnias. They came up in the walkway and they weren't supposed to. If you guys remember, this bed was from seed, as well as this one. This bed, the seedlings got a little bit lanky. I didn't have them under a light because I didn't have enough lights to go around. And so I was like alternating. Well, one of the flats of seeds just got to the point where it looked better than the other one. This one made tons of onions. They did great. This one, the frost came and destroyed most of them. And so as a quick response, I went to the nursery and I got some onion sets, which are, you know, the little bulbs, and you plant them. And honestly, they did horrible. They really did bad. So we did get some onions. I think the ones that came up, a lot of them were the ones that didn't completely freeze to death, and they survived. But most of those sets just, it was kind of piddly looking. All right, I'm gonna quit yakking. We're gonna start pulling onions. I don't think these are gonna keep, I think pulling them like we did, breaking the tops to knock them over. I think that basically fast-tracked their molding.
We're gonna have a tiny amount of onions.
Yeah, this is pathetic. Last year we had so many onions. White onion, little baby yellow onion. Okay, how'd we do? Got around a box. That one has squishy spots already. All right, so out of that bed, we probably got 24 onions, and yeah, that's kind of low numbers, but then again, this whole bed was pretty much a loss. This bed actually did really good. These are the ones that didn't freeze to death. So I think we put some reds down there at the end that were the bulbs I bought in.
Those are red.
Yeah, they look pretty good. So we're kind of having to weed as we go because the weeds are just completely taking over. So it's slow going, but we're getting it. Some of these are pretty big.
Yeah.
These did all right.
This one is a... Oh, very satisfying to pull.
Rotten. 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 Oh, sorry, flour. Not a bad haul, really. That's about a month's worth of onions. That bed is clear. We got a box of yellow, white, and red, and then this is all white and yellow. So we're gonna haul them into the barn and figure out where we can stash them to get them to dry. I have an idea.
This is such a shiny table. We could do red,
Yeah, we'll
white.
sort them as we go. The reds are only gonna need a small amount. Those-
Where the lights go here?
Oh.
All right, we got a fan blowing on them. Not a big onion haul this year. I'd say honestly, we got about what we planted. We planted a whole bunch of red bulbs and they did not do very good. The whites were from seed. I believe the yellows were ones we grew from onion sets. So those did all right. But overall, that's a pretty measly onion harvest. Kind of sad about that. We apparently this year was not our year for onions. All right, let's go weed your garden. Yeah, it looks like a bunch of hand weeding, not necessarily using a hoe. So let's get a weeding. It's not actually that bad. All right, we got it weeded and picked some green beans.
Yeah.
These were volunteer green beans. I think everybody's got a shirt full, and
Yeah.
we quit picking because there's so many, and they're not very good.
No, they're not very tasty.
They crossbred with everything that was out here,
Yeah.
and they honestly taste like grass clippings.
Yeah, they're kind of starchy and gross.
They're not very good.
It's fine.
So-
We have the good green beans over
Yeah,
there.
we have our contender beans. These are obviously not a contender this year. All right, we're gonna go get out of the sun.
All right.
All right, so big surprise what we're having for dinner.
Potatoes.
Potatoes,
But actually not our potatoes.
not our potatoes,
No.
and not our onion.
No, this is our onion.
That's our onion?
Yeah, Brett brought it in yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a store-bought onion.
Yeah. The potatoes are not ours because I have other store-bought potatoes
It's
that are.
the first in, first out.
Yeah.
We have like a box of potatoes down here that we very much need to eat because
Yeah.
they're all sprouting. So we're having
Mashed potatoes with
beef and gravy.
beef and gravy. Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't put the and in there.
I said, what are you making for dinner? She goes, we're having mashed potatoes and beef gravy. Or is there gonna be any protein? She's like, beef and gravy. Beef and gravy.
Beef and gravy.
Gotcha, I'm
Gravy.
tracking now. Could we have green beans with it?
Yes, I actually have a jar of green beans that did not seal in the canner last night in the fridge, so we'll have those. And then probably that squash over there because it needs to be eaten.
This squash over here, next to Buggy's tomatoes.
Yeah.
I foresee a problem with having stair-stepping potatoes over the back of the couch.
Yeah.
All right, so nothing crazy for dinner tonight.
Nope, just pretty simple.
right, dinner was good. It's very rich.
It was very rich.
And the green beans were really good.
I like dinner.
You like dinner? Good. I'm glad you like dinner.
Thank you for
You actually ate it tonight, so I guess you did like
She
it.
she ate almost everything, and she had seconds.
She did.
Ate pretty good, huh? All right, we're gonna wrap it up right here. So we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.